Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly comic book review. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly comic book review. It's the show where I read some comics, and I'll let you know what I thought about them. And yes, I know, but better late than never. We always start with the pick of the week, and this week's pick of the week, Youth Number 1. Youth Number 1 is a Comixology original. It's on a digital platform, but it's the pick of the week. Out of all the books that came out this week, this was by far the best one. We have a small sampling of DC, a small sampling of Marvel books that have gone digital first only, some miniseries. We'll get to those in a second. But Youth Number 1 is a Comixology original that blew me away and I loved it. It's written by Curt Pyers with artwork by Alex D'Otto. That's the exact same creative team from Olympia. That Image Comics has just become one of my favorite books on shelves right now. Cannot wait for the conclusion to eventually come out. Issue 3 of that series is by far my favorite book of 2020 so far. Youth is a fantastic book. It's about these two kids. They're trapped in this small town. They're trapped in lives they don't like. So one of them steals this dude's car, and they just go west, right? They wind up meeting some other kids, and they wind up getting in all kinds of trouble involving crime and drugs and adventure and young love. Really liked this book. I thought it was great. The voices of the characters, they ring true. Curt Pyers is just getting better and better. His scripts, they really pop. The dialogue flows naturally. The characterizations are there. There's something personal that he's putting into these books, and you can feel it. It feels real. It feels like relatable. You know what I'm saying? The artwork by D'Otto is absolutely fantastic. This time colored by D. Cunniffe. D. Cunniffe's colors add such an amazing richness to the textured work from Alex D'Otto. Fantastic work. Completely different. Right? Completely different than Olympia, but it really pops. The exact same creative team, but it's a different story, and it's got a great twist at the end that really has me excited to come back for more. This is also lettered by Micah Myers. This is such a fantastic team. They were firing off on all cylinders on Olympia that continues on into Youth. So, if you're a fan of their work on Olympia, I would highly suggest that you check this out. It's Comixology original, so you can get it on Comixology, of course. Or, of course, if you have the subscription to Comixology, you get to read it for free. And that's what I did. So, that was the pick of the week, was Youth, but now let's get into some physical imprint comic books. We got Justice League number 44. I kind of quit reading this a couple issues ago, so I got caught up real quick. Finished that Eradicator story. This is the start of a brand new story. So if you're fiending for new superhero comic books and it's been kind of bare bones here lately, Justice League is going to be a great kickoff to a new story that was pretty cool. It features all the core members of the Justice League. It's right there. It's got decent, solid artwork. It's got a decent, solid story. Nothing's going to change your life. Nothing's going to make you go, this is the best superhero book ever. And especially, one of the reasons why I kind of dropped this book was post Scott Snyder, and I loved what Scott Snyder and company did on Justice League, and I cannot wait for Metal, which now has a June date. I'm very excited for that to be kicking off. So, I was already kind of like, this isn't as big, this isn't as cosmic or as epic, but this is still fun. You got mythological characters from Greek mythology popping up in this one, including Scylla and a bunch of others. Really fun stuff, big giant monsters. The Justice League battling creatures that only the Justice League can handle, and a nice little spotlight on Aquaman. So Justice League number 44 is out this week. If you've been fiending for some original brand new superhero content, Justice League's going to be pretty solid. Justice League Odyssey number 20, J-Lo. Y'all, I haven't been reading this book since like issue 2. So I had to get caught up, but I did it. I read all 20 issues of Justice League Odyssey in one night, and let me tell you something. I slept on this book. I totally slept on this book. Now, I know some of you out there in the PCP Army was telling me that when Dan Abnett came onto this book at issue 6, that it really kind of started firing off and started working out some of those uneven moments with the characters and with the story. I highly agree, 100%. I'm a big Darkseid fan, and what goes on in the pages of Justice League Odyssey has got me pumped. I'm not necessarily the hugest Cyborg or Starfire fan. I do like Azrael, but when Josh Williamson started this book, Azrael's characterization was way off. Dan Abnett came on, and he's just been ironing this out, and it's been working. The characters pop. In this most recent arc, you barely even get any Starfire, Cyborg, or Azrael because, of course, they've been brainwashed by Darkseid. This is all big manipulation that Darkseid's doing right now, trying to rebirth Apocalypse, trying to rebirth the New Gods, because a lot of crazy cosmic stuff happened in the Snyder's run that has reverberated out into Justice League Odyssey. So what seemed to me at first was just going to be some kind of a forgettable illusory like fake tie-in to the overall Justice League narrative. Really liked it. It does tell a great story. You got great work in here with characters like Blackfire, with characters like Orion, and some really powerful moments with Jessica Cruz. If you're a Jessica fan, if you love her version of Green Lantern, you definitely need to be reading J-Lo, because she is really coming into her own as a character and getting more badass and more strong as it goes. That being said, Justice League number 20 was a really solid issue, a turning point in the story that has me really pumped to see how this is all going to unravel and unveil, and the whole Ghost Sector story, I'm totally down for it. Great Darkseid stuff. I love it. Highly recommend it now. Seriously. Maybe that's just the comic book famine that's got me hyped, just hyped to be reading these comics, but there you go. Lois Lane number 10. I stopped reading this one after like 2 or 3 issues, so I got caught up on Lois Lane as well. Read all 10 issues. 10 is out this week. Really like this book. I think it's pretty solid. Greg Rucka doing Lois Lane. Investigative reporting. Investigative reporting, journalism, stuff like that. It's gritty, it's noirish, it's got lots of action because Lois is joined by her partner in crime, The Question, and it's Renee Montoya, The Question. Some really exciting stuff starts happening in issue number 10. It starts getting way cosmic, though, way multiversal compared to the other issues. The other issues of this book are very much grounded. It gets a little abstract in issue number 10, but I do like it. It just does fit this big mystery, this big case that Lois is working on, and we're slowly starting to learn more and more about it. I absolutely love seeing Greg Rucka take on the character Renee Montoya again. He's doing it flawlessly. He writes Lois Lane so perfectly, so well. I absolutely love it. This is a spotlight book for a spotlight character by a spotlight writer, and Mike Perkins' art, great. It's got a gritty noir detective story type feel. Totally fits the tone of this book. I'm loving it. Lois Lane number 10. Very excited to wrap up 2 more issues on that now that I'm caught up. Harley Quinn number 72 is here. I haven't reading this book since like issue 1 or 2, and I did not read 72 issues of Harley Quinn. I just decided, heck yeah, let's just jump in this and just try to enjoy it. It's part 3 of the story. It's a team up with Booster Gold. It's Harley Quinn. I like the Birds of Prey movie. Let's see what's going on. I think Sam Humphries is a decent writer, so let's jump in and see what's going on. Man, I made it like halfway through. I was lost. I was confused, and I know that it's part 3 of a story, but they did get me caught up on what was going on very adequately, but the book itself was just kind of all over the place. It was really hard for me to keep my attention on it, but that's something that usually happens to me on a solo Harley Quinn books. But issue number 72 is out, because I know there are a lot of Harley heads out there. Metal Men number 6. I did read 6 issues of Metal Men, because I stopped reading this one after issue number 1, and it's okay. It's written by Dan DiDio and Shane Davis, with artwork by Shane Davis, and the artwork is absolutely solid. I really like Davis's work, and I think this is cool, solid stuff. It's a little bit more of a cynical approach to the Metal Men and to Dr. Magnus. The idea is that Dr. Magnus has been lying this whole time. They don't actually have souls. They just have imprints of parts of his souls. So they're actually kind of, they're not really alive and sentient or something like that. Then, of course, the nth Metal Man pops out from Challenger's mountain, and this is kind of something that's leading out from Metal, and it's kind of just there because of it. Anyway, this dude shows up, the nth Metal Man. There's some kind of big mystery about what's going on. He starts letting the Metal Men know what is up with Magnus, how he's lied to them, and then he actually finds a way to give them a soul, and it really makes the Doctor completely off kilter. And in this issue, we get Platinum. Platinum kind of goes on her own little journey. She's the last one who can't come to accept that Magnus has done this. You know what I'm saying? Because she actually has this love for him imprinted onto her respondometer or whatever, right? But after everything that she finds out about his past and about her creation, there's tides are a-turning. This is a 12-issue series, though I thought it got shortened. This is definitely not ending here at 6. If it does, that's a shame, because there's a lot more to be revealed and a lot more to happen. I do believe this got shortened from a 12-issue series, but I don't know how long it is. I definitely Need to look into that. Someone remind me on Rockin Robbie Live, and hopefully I will have looked it up for that. Anyway, Metal Men number 6 is out this week. That's what I read for print. Next week, Diamond does return, so we're going to be getting not only DC Comics in print, but Image, and Boom, IDW, Dark Horse, Dynamite, all that stuff, and I'm so excited. Marvel did release some books today, but they were all digital first. So Marvel's taken some low-selling miniseries that are near completed and have decided that, I guess with the Diamond shutdown and Diamond delaying their payments, they're just trying to cut some costs here and there, and it seems like low-selling miniseries near the end of their run probably going to be a good way to do it. But there are some great books. Then it does suck that all of a sudden in the middle of the series it's jumping to digital only. They will be released in print with trade paperbacks, but Hawkeye Freefall is one of them. Stars, one of them. This week there was a Ghost Spider book. I haven't been reading Ghost Spider, so I didn't read that, but I did read Ant-Man number 4, Zeb Wells, Dylan Burnett, my bad. Not Dylan Anthony. Hey, that son of a bitch. Anyway, Ant-Man number 4 was a great, solid issue. It's got a really powerful, impactful point in the book involving the death of an ant. Slight spoilers there, but Ant-Man's great. It's got that fun vibe, but it's got a little bit of a serious tone to it and giant insect monsters. So if you've been liking Ant-Man and you want to wait for the trade, I will encourage you to do that. But if you can't wait, go ahead and check out this issue. I really did like it. I read Avengers of the Wasteland number 4. I also reread 1, and then I read 2 and 3 to get caught up on what's going on. This is a post-Old Man, Dead Man Logan, post-Old Man Quill type story, and I'm really liking it. It's about the formation of the new Avengers. Danny is now the mighty Thor. You got Bruce Jr., you got a new version of Ant-Man, a new version of Captain America, and they're in this wasteland, this post-apocalyptic world where all the villains have killed all the heroes. It's set up in Old Man Logan, and now you got a new breed of hero, but you got an old class of villain, that's Doctor Doom, coming after him. And in this issue, you got Green Goblin, you got Absorbing Man, Shocker, Enchantress. You got a lot of cool characters making their appearance in the Wasteland universe, the old Maniverse, as we like to call it. But Avengers of the Wasteland number 4, pretty solid. I think there's like one more issue of that one, maybe a little bit longer. And Ravencroft number 4, I stopped reading this one after issue number 1, and I've just been fiending for Marvel Comics, so heck yeah, I read 1, 2, and 3, now I've read 4. Ravencroft's all right. In this one, the vampires are loose. They've taken over Ravencroft. There's this dark evil that's been buried in Ravencroft, and they've been laying the seeds of this, and that ruins a Ravencroft story, and then it explodes out in here. You get Wilson Fisk is running Ravencroft now, and he's got Norman Osborn there, and he's got Taskmaster, and Hobgoblin, and Moonstone, and of course J. Jonah Jameson's son, John Jameson, the Man-Wolf, and Misty Knight are stuck in the middle of it. So's D-Man, by the way. And there's a little bit of a Punisher appearance, which was pretty cool as well. The story itself was okay. I've seen better from Frank Thierry, but it does have a nice kind of dark and macabre vibe to it. But it is a little Arkham Asylum-y, just a little bit to me, and some things don't quite make sense. Like, why is Wilson Fisk the mayor of New York also the acting warden of Ravencroft? It seems like that wouldn't quite work. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything. And like I said, also Ghost Spider came out digital only today. That one really shocked me. Hawkeye and Ghost Spider going digital first, or digital only, really kind of shocked me, but it just means that those series aren't going to be lasting for too much longer. At least I think. Maybe this is an effort to try to see if they can get a digital market to kind of swoop up or whatever. Anyway, that's what I did. Pick of the week was Youth by Kurt Pyers, Alex Diotto, D. Cunniffe, and Micah Myers from Comixology. That book was fire and amazing, and it really scratched that indie fix because I haven't really... but the superhero fix was there too with DC and some slight Marvel titles. So that's what I read. That's what I thought about it. What are you reading? What you thinking about it? And next week, we're back to our normal schedule with a more wide variety of print comics in hand, reviews releasing on Tuesday nights. I'm so glad that this is kind of wrapping up an inning. I hope that you're able to get a hold of comics. If not, just have the patience and wait it out, or get online and find all these shops that are available to do mail order and things like that. So thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate you watching this video. We should appreciate your support. Hope you're staying safe, being careful, living life, and reading comics. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on reading.